This will be our end. Nintendo 2 will cost $1,000. Is this the definition of winning? If you believe that you're a dummy, and the sick hails will continue until you're gone. That is the sound of tyrants. Boom, 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 boom. Welcome. I'm Rob. Welcome to the live stream. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. The news about Nintendo Switch 2, I'm not excited about it, but I know there are Nintendo fans, is that no more pre-orders on April 9th. What is that, a couple days away? You cannot pre-order on April 9th anymore due to Trump tariffs. The Trump tariffs have knocked the Nintendo 2, the Switch, right out the water. And now instead of, I think it was rumored to have the Nintendo Switch 2 was going to cost like $449. Not anymore. If these tariffs keep in place, get ready to pay $1,000 for your Nintendo. I never thought Nintendo would be $1,000. That's crazy. Nintendo is like the cheaper of the ones. And you can thank old Donald Tariff, Jamaica Trump, whatever his name is. Old Elon Musk, Donnie Tariff, old Trump Tariff, pushing your Nintendo right out the water. So be prepared to not be able to pre-order. A lot of protests going on this weekend, which was amazing. It was good to see. Good to see all the protests happening. The Dropkick Murphys performed in Boston. Millions of people. Got to thank George Soros for sponsoring it. I still haven't got my check, but I'm sure it's in the mail. It's so funny how Elon Musk pays people to vote and then turns around and goes, they're paying protesters. And people like gobble that up. It's hilarious. Next protest is for April 19th. I say we have them at a golf course because that's where these people are every weekend. Do them at golf courses. We should abolish golf. Logan Creed. People's getting paid by Elon Musk to vote in elections. Elon has no heart. Oh, Logan Creed. You think so I want to get this straight. You think Elon Musk, who's ignoring his two new newborns, so much so, he's ignored Grimes's child, his and Grimes' child, where she had to reach out to him on Twitter to say, hey, our kid is having a medical emergency and you're not being responsive. I hate to bring this to Twitter. You think that guy has heart? Whew, weird definition of having heart. Because if they're imported, I'd push my government to ban sales to the U.S. to deprive Donald Trump of further supplies. Lovelope. Yeah, so if you didn't hear, Nintendo, the Switch 2 pre-orders were about to happen in 2 days. Not anymore. And if you thought you were going to pay under $500, not anymore. They're pissing off the gamers, man. Why? Why piss off the Nintendo fans, you know? I feel bad. No more Animal Crossing. Get ready for your Nintendo to cost $2,000. It's going to be like when Nintendo first came out. His kids have a rich father and that's all that matters. Yeah, Logan, there you go. So your money matters over anything else. Go ask that to all the kids who have lost their parents but maybe got like money in the wake of their parents' death. See if they'd rather have that money or their parent. It's just nonsense. Like, you'll do anything to twist yourself into a pretzel to go, the kids are rich. Who cares if, their dad isn't there? Ask... Maybe you're young and dumb. Ask any 4-year-old. Would you rather have a lot of money and be wealthy, or would you rather have dad here? It's just dumb. It's not about the world being perfect. This is what I mean. I'm going to walk you to you either admitting who you are is a bad person. You have no humanity. Or you got to come to the realization that you're trying to defend a guy who does not have heart. Elon doesn't care. He doesn't care about his own kids. He certainly doesn't care about you. This dude, I mean, unless you're a white supremacist, unless you're pro-apartheid and you're writing him from South Africa, then he might think you can benefit him. But Elon doesn't care. He treats his children horrible. He treats his workers horrible. He wears that little child as a human shield. I mean, this guy is gnarly. I'm 15 and I'm not done. You got a lot to learn then. You were 15, you shouldn't be in this. Get off YouTube, number one. And I would say the way you're speaking, I wouldn't say you're dumb, but you make dumb points. Saying Elon has heart is dumb because he clearly doesn't. He demonstrates that in his actions. Someone who has heart, you're saying, has compassion, has empathy. Elon has even gone as much to say, like, we have too much empathy. So, I mean, it's just, you got to get educated, man. You really do. And you got to stop worshiping and defending people who, if they had the chance, they would take advantage of you and exploit you in a heartbeat. This guy does not care about you. And I don't know how to emphasize it more than, if you were his kid, he would pretend you didn't exist. That says a lot. But, you got a lot of learning to do. You need some good role models in your life. Go listen to some punk rock. Go listen to The Clash, Dropkick Murphys. I'm guessing there's no solid role model in your life, and that's what you need. You need a good mentor. You need someone to teach you these things. You need someone to show you, what when you say somebody has heart, what that means, But again, this Trump and Elon, they just say things. They say whatever will further their agenda. They have no morality, their words have no meaning. I despise Elon, number one, from his Sig Heils, from his pro-apartheid history and roots, and the way he treats his workers and the way he treats his kids. So I have many reasons, not just that, but he's decimating our government. He's going after veterans. He's going after Meals on Wheels. He's going after the most vulnerable in our society. The richest guy in the world that attacks the most vulnerable people is a coward and a punk to me. So, yeah, how many does he have now? I don't know. Draco's, are you talking about kids? I know he had 15 or 13, and I think now he just had 2 more with 2 through IVF. He doesn't get intimate with any of these women. From what I've heard, he had a very bad surgery go wrong, which is very embarrassing, but it also explains his tantrum behavior. But I think he now has 15, and 2 of them are very young. And again, the mothers reached out to him on Twitter. So he's just a scumbag. He's not a good dude. And the people that support him, I just think, they've been fed the propaganda. They think he's the real life Iron Man. They think he invented Tesla and the Hyperloop and all these stupid things. But if you're worried about, if you're a Nintendo user, the Trump tariff, old Donnie tariff bucks, the Trump tariff is going to put a big delay on that pre-order that was going to happen in 2 days. Not happening anymore. And if you thought you're going to pay under $500 for it, not happening anymore. The other thing, Logan, is I'm sure if you're young enough to understand that people you hang out with, they say birds of a feather. So they say show me who you are by the people you hang out with. Show me who you are by the people who are your enemies. Over 300 people came out this weekend to show their disapproval and dissatisfaction with a billionaire just putting a chainsaw to our government. But the other thing is, I put the article down below. The Proud Boys, a white supremacist group, which ironically the Proud Boys is run by an Afro-Latino, that Enrique Tariq guy. It's always funny to me when guys what's his name? Nick Fuentes. He's a white supremacist with the last name Fuentes. I'm like, how do they not kick you out? How do you get to be a white supremacist with the last name Fuentes? Enrico Tariq Tario, whatever. I'm like, how do you get to be in a white supremacist group with a fucking name like that? It just shows you they'll take anyone. But the Proud Boys went out and defended Elon this weekend. They made a big nationwide call. You probably didn't see too much of it in the news because, again, They're losers and a minority, but the white supremacists made a call to go out and defend Tesla. They called it the Tesla Shield. Article down below. Oof. Glad you're still going. Oof. Is that a Roblox? Oof. Logan, that's why Elon left the White House, right? Wait. What has Trump to do with Nintendo? Odin. Here in America, Trump slapped tariffs on everything. So now Nintendo had to come out and say, everybody, we know you're going to pre-order the Nintendo Switch 2 on Wednesday, on the 9th, but that is now delayed. And we know we told you it would be under $500, but that is now potentially changed. Because Trump's tariff, the worst president in the history of the nation, slapping tariffs, not understanding what they mean. Well, here's your first real-world example, folks. The tariff, instead of the Nintendo Switch 2 being $449, if the tariffs on Vietnam and Cambodia are 50%, the Nintendo Switch 2 is more going to be closer to like, $700-800. So that's how they pass along the cost to you. Everybody's going to learn real hard what a tariff is because they all got fucked buying the Nintendo Switch. They had to wait 6 extra months and pay, another $400 on it. Oh, God. We really need better education in America. That's what this boils down to. We just need to invest in education. The other thing I wanted to bring up, because you see Trump is talking about starting an American university. Trump had Trump University. I don't know if you guys remember this. When he was running the first time, it was found to be fraudulent, and he had to close down Trump University, okay? Now, he's talking about having a non-woke university, but the funniest part about this is, if they sell it to you, if you believe that academia is woke, that colleges are woke, I want you to understand something. Ted Cruz, Tom Cotton, Josh Hawley, J.D. Vance, they all went to Harvard. Most politicians are Harvard, Yale, Ivy School educated. So are they all woke? They're selling you a lie. And some people will fall for it. They'll go, yeah, Harvard's too woke. I'm like, Harvard is like a producer of right-wing politicians. Good. I'm glad you hate Trump. Elon does not have a heart. He does not. Hey, what's up, Alyssa? Good to see you. So I put a bunch of links because even Harvard's own newspaper, the Harvard Crimson, has written articles about how many lawyers that graduate Harvard Law School go on to be GOP right-wing politicians. J.D. Vance is a Harvard Law graduate. So it's just funny to me. It just shows how uneducated people are. Trump will say, Harvard's too woke. I'm going to start Trump University 2.0. It's all run by ChatGPT. So he's going to say that, and people are going to go, yeah, college is too woke, not realizing that they voted for J.D. Vance, who went to the wokest college, according to Trump. Not realizing that most of their Republican senators are Ivy School graduates. But again, this is how, remember G.I. Joe in the 80s? They used to say, knowledge is power. Knowing is half the battle. Knowing is half the battle. The other half is fucking being able to identify bullshit. So, man, that's why cartoons were just better back then. They had a message, G.I. Joe used to do PSAs, public service announcements, where in between episodes or at the end of episodes or in the commercials, they would do like this thing about, if you catch on fire, stop, drop, and roll. I wish cartoons would do that now. They have a responsibility to teach children. I have had heart surgery, been dead twice. Now I don't know what having a heart is. I would say I want more cash. Knows what having a heart is. Joke's on you. I live in Europe. Odin, I know that. I wish I did. Elon is a role model for all youths and learn a lot about how to be successful in technology field. Logan, he's not a technology guy. He's a money guy. You should look this up. Look up the Hyperloop. Look up who invented Tesla. Look up, he's not an engineer at SpaceX. What else? The Boring Company. Trying to think. Look at his robots. I mean, Logan, that's what I mean. You don't pay attention, right? And I don't blame you. You should be learning in school. You don't pay attention, and the thing is you hear about things. You go, he was an Iron Man. People called him the real life Iron Man. He must be an inventor. He must be a coder. But it's like Steve Jobs. Like, Steve Jobs didn't write any code. He didn't make the iPhone. You know, there were really smart people that did. He had the ideas. Elon Musk has bad ideas, but he just... Logan, if you're on YouTube, I implore you, go watch Thunderfoot. Okay, I shared his... Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. I shared one of Thunderfoot's videos, but you can go to his channel, and he is a serious smart person, and he breaks down all the fallacies that Elon has, you know, continually to propagandize people with. So just look up, you know, it's very simple. Go, did Elon Musk create Tesla? No, he bought his way in. Did Elon Musk create PayPal? No, he bought his way in. In fact, anytime he gets into lead a company, he demolishes it, just like Tesla. I think Logan's having a stroke, Rob. I think he's just... Some people are they either don't know, they hear the propaganda, so they kind of think he's an inventor, and this is what has furthered his lore, his mythology, Elon's mythology. They're like, oh yeah, he's an inventor, he created Tesla. Like, I've talked to like older people that think that, because they don't do any research, they don't want to look it up, they don't care. Now people are starting to care because he's, you know, basically eradicated their healthcare and their retirement. So people just think they know, and then they repeat it. And that's the unfortunate thing with America, is people don't care to actually like with my kids, I'll say, you guys have Google, you have a phone, you have YouTube, you have different, you know, encyclopedia online. You can like look this stuff up. You have instant access. If I wanted to find this out back in my day, I would have had to wait for a magazine to come out, go to the library, or know someone smarter than I was. Like, this is easily, yeah, look at Twitter. Thank you, Draco's Rose. Hit subscribe and hit the notification bell. I mean, Jesus, look at Twitter. He took over Twitter, and it is a cesspool. It lost 70% of its value. I mean, look at Tesla right now, you know? Tesla hasn't come out with it. He promised the Tesla Roadster in, what, 2017? That thing ain't happening. And he took $250K from 1,000 people. I mean, he's just a thief. He's a robber baron at this point. But again, if you are a Nintendo Switch 2 fan and you live in America, unfortunately, no pre-orders this week. And the cost might be much higher. And you can thank Donald Trump for that. You can thank old Trump tariffs for that. It's unreal how people still stand behind him or say these are good people. Remember, because he ran, his whole campaign was, I'm going to bring prices down. Well, everybody effed around, and now they're about to find out. Elon Musk had the Proud Boys, white supremacists, create a Tesla shield this weekend to defend his Nazi cars, the swastikas. And Harvard, if you hear Trump talking about he's going to start a university, well, look up his first one, find out if you want to go. Just talk to the people who went to Trump University and see if he should start a school. Now that he runs the government, there's no one who can stop him. You know, the government was the one who said this is fraud. Enough people complained, said you're stealing their money. But now he's going to start an American university that's not woke, even though every one of the politicians around him went to an Ivy League school. I think Steve Bannon, a white supremacist Jabba the Hutt, went to Harvard. I mean, these people are... Do a car reveal. I'm not having a stroke, unless I'm fine. He's just like that normally. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. Oh, I don't know if you guys saw Marjorie Taylor Greene, old horse legs herself. Her son's birthday was this weekend or something, and she put a post with his PayPal, or with a way to donate to buy him a beer, and people got pissed, because if you don't know, Marjorie Taylor Greene is worth $21 million. What did that bitch do besides getting the government? I mean, this whole government needs to be dismantled at this point. Really, like, it's just a cesspool. Democrats, Republicans, they all get in, and then they're worth millions, and they turn around and just absolutely ravage the people. And then you got people who are like worshiping them and saying, yes, sir, may I have another? It's so sad. I don't know much about Anakin Skywalker. I don't think Elon was ever a good dude, okay? If you know anything about his family and his history, this is a guy who came to America illegally, never finished college, stayed here, swindled and lied his way through the beginning. That's what I'm talking about. If you understand like his origin stories, you're going to know like he was never an innocent like good dude meaning to do well. He always had nefarious intentions. This dude was always malicious. He was buying people out and just trying to do things his way, which was ruining it. Never cared about workers, never cared about the public safety. I mean, just look at his truck, okay? If you think this is a good dude, his truck is worse than the Ford Pinto, which here in America, back in the 70s, the Ford Pinto was known to explode. It was a joke because it would explode all the time because where they put the gas. And this dude built a truck like that, bragged about it, brought it out on stage, said it's bulletproof and you can't break the glass, had someone throw a rock at it, smashed it, and still, thought everybody would just kiss his ass. Never a good dude. Some of these comments I don't understand. I don't understand what's going on. So I'm Rob. I do news commentary every weekday. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. I try to bring you stuff. I will bring you more news about the Nintendo Switch 2 because I know people care about that stuff. That's the major distraction from what's going on. And now once you take those distractions away, it's funny because Elon Musk wasn't doing a Roman salute and he was doing a Sig Heil because in Rome, they famously said, give the people bread and circuses and keep them entertained, and you can exploit and abuse or do whatever you want. And here in America, they ain't even the price of bread has gone too high, and now the circuses, the Nintendo Switches are being taken from us. So these morons are about to Back to the Future 2 predicted Trump. Odin, I think they should do a Back to the Future 4 right now. Make some wild ass predictions. Elon's father hooking up with his stepdaughter. That's the only thing you hate? Then you don't know much about him, Logan. But that just tells you about his family. What do you think about his grandfather, Elon's grandfather, who left Canada? He was part of the pro-Nazi party in Canada back in the 40s or whatever. He was pro-Nazi, and Canada put him on watch lists. I think he was arrested once, and he was so white supremacist. He was so pro-apartheid. He left Canada to move to South Africa. That's how his grandfather, Elon's grandfather, got to South Africa. Are you okay with that? Because, I mean, that's what it tells me. A lot of people who support Elon, they're saying in a roundabout way, like, yeah, they support Elon's racism. They, too, find a similarity. Because if you don't support that, if you can't despise it, if you hate it to its core, then you couldn't support him, And just Logan, read about, I think it was Piedmont, California. Read about his Tesla, his swastika factory in California and how they treated black folks there. I mean, if you could support that, we don't want you here. Don't hit subscribe. Don't hit the notification bell. If you're that kind of person, you be on your way. Go to a Ben Shapiro, a Tim Pool, Steven Crowder, Benny Johnson. Go to one of those podcasts where they embrace racism. It ain't happening here. Oh, I can't believe it, man. People are going to find out real quick what tariffs are. Everybody thinks they know. But as soon as Nintendo Switch 2 can't be pre-ordered on the 9th, and they turn around and say, that price of $449 we told you? Now it's going to be $749. People are going to be real quick to go, oh, now we know what tariffs are. A lot of Americans got to learn the hard way. And it's okay, They have the world at their fingertips, and they don't want to utilize it until it kicks them in the nards. All right, guys. So be careful, okay? If you're going to buy a Nintendo Switch 2, just be prepared. I couldn't tell you what's going to happen, but it's not going to be... Nintendo officially said, hey, the pre-order is not going to happen on the 9th, which was in 2 days. And it's probably not going to cost $449 anymore. You're looking at, maybe close to $1,000. My God. What the fuck did people vote for? Morons. How could you support Trump, who bankrupted 4 casinos? He doesn't even have any more businesses that he's had. He's had so many businesses. There's no more Trump Water, Trump Airline, Trump Steak, Trump Casino, Trump anything. There's a Trump golf course. And even those are disgusting. Elon Musk, birds of a feather flock together. The white supremacists came out when we had the huge protest this weekend. And the white supremacists said, we're going to be a Tesla shield for Elon. Elon's claiming George Soros paid people, which thank you, George. Ironically enough, he literally pays people to vote in elections. He just did in Wisconsin. It's always funny to me how they're like, if George Soros was paying people, why would they be upset? Elon does the same thing. Elon's richer than George Soros. And do you really think, that's the other thing, like, do you think you could pay people around the world? Because, I mean, Tesla sales across the globe are tanking. People are out in the streets and graffitiing his stuff in Europe, in all other countries. Does he think this is like a global network against him? It's that hard for him to realize, like, people despise you. Oh, what was the other thing? There was something else in the news. I forget. That's the sound of tyrants. Do 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 do. All right, guys, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'll be back tomorrow. My name is Rob. I do news commentary. Go check out Gary's Economics. I put a video down below. You want to learn more about economics and how we need to tax wealth, not work. Because your taxes are going to go up too. Jesus, nobody's going to have any money. All right, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. Salute to all my comrades. Thank you guys in the chat.